Hare Krishna, dear friends. This is another episode of the daily Bhagavatam mirror, episode number 31. And today we will continue with the story of the prostitute Pingala, who is a guru. But before, we will sing our famous song Jaya Radha Madhava. And if you want to ask questions after the session or after the reading, you are cordially invited. Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Giri Varadari Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Giri Varadari Yashoda Nandana Jaya Bracha Jana Ranjana Yashoda Nandana Jaya Bracha Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tiranachari Jaya Kunja Bihari Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskritya Narang Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udhirayet Nashta Prayeshva Bhatreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavat Yutama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. So today we are continuing with our chapter, the story of Pingala, and I have here a Kindle version. I can read it with bigger letters. So we are reading, let's check, text number 33. Text number 33. So I can prepare you, it is a pretty intense verse. If you have seat belts, fasten them. And it goes like this. Yat ashti birni mitavangsha stunan tvacharoma nakai pinadham ksharang navadvaram agarametat vinmutra purnang mat upaitikanya. So, translation. This material body is like a house in which I, the soul, am living. The bones forming my spine, ribs, arms and legs are like the beams, cross beams and pillars of the house, and the whole structure, which is full of stool and urine, is covered by skin, hair and nails. The 9 doors leading into this body are constantly excreting foul substances. Besides me, what woman could be so foolish as to devote herself to this material body, thinking that she might find pleasure and love in this contraption? So, here's the purport. The 9 doors leading into and out of the body are the 2 eyes, the 2 nostrils, the mouth, the 2 ears, the genitals, and the anus. Vangsha or spine also means bamboo, and indeed the skeleton appears to resemble a bamboo construction. Just as bamboo can be immediately burned to ashes or chopped into pieces, similarly, the material body, which is constantly deteriorating, may at any moment be crushed into powder, cut into pieces, drowned, burned, suffocated, and so on. Eventually, the body must disintegrate. And therefore, there is certainly no one as unfortunate as one who has dedicated himself heart and soul to this flimsy body, which is filled with unpleasant elements. So, I have not promised too much. This verse and the purport are pretty intense. Let's hear the translation again, and then we can discuss 1 or 2 points. This material body is like a house in which I, the soul, am living. The bones forming my spine, ribs, arms and legs are like the beams, cross beams and pillars of the house, and the whole structure, which is full of stool and urine, is covered by skin, hair and nails. The 9 doors leading into this body are constantly excreting foul substances. Besides me, what woman could be so foolish as to devote herself to this material body, thinking that she might find pleasure and love in this contraption? Om Ajnana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshu Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So, thank you very much for tuning in. And here we again hear that prostitute Pingala speaking. And first, some of us might wonder, a prostitute is speaking in the Srimad Bhagavatam? Yes, she is counted as one, this particular prostitute at least, she is counted as one of 9 gurus in that chapter. And she now has something very important realizations that she wants to reveal. So, yes, in the Vedas often we hear about the body being a city of 9 gates. And here in this verse we hear of a house with 9 gates. So we all have these 9 gates, we all who are embodied. Our body has 9 holes, so to say, or holes, exits, as you want to call them. And all of these holes, they, as it is explained here, are revealing often some obnoxious substances. Even our eyes, which is the highest of those holes, in the morning we have these, in German we say Schlaf. We have Schlaf in den Augen. Wir haben Schlaf in den Augen. We have some, even it is sometimes hard, and we have to remove that in the morning. It is not pleasant. So even our eyes, which are considered quite pure, let's say our tears, the tears are not considered as impure. But then when we go to our nostrils, then the trouble starts. There is sometimes slime going out. Also our mouth, if one offers us a glass of water and someone has already touched that glass, we often are not very comfortable, because I think saliva, that substance which is in the mouth is also considered quite impure. We don't want to be in touch with someone's other's saliva. So then our ears, also we sometimes have to remove some substances, some excreting substance out of it. So, and the other parts, the other two holes, I don't have to say a lot about this. These two holes, we all know that from there quite smelly substances are coming out. So this body is a thing that actually, if we really analyze it, it reveals most often only unpleasant substances. So there was once a man who saw a very beautiful young girl, and he thought, oh, and I think this man, he happened he happened to be a prince or so. So he thought, oh, this girl is so pretty, so beautiful. I really want to, marry her. So because she is so pretty, she has such a beautiful body. Everything is so perfectly shaped. So then he went to her, and because he was a prince, he thought, this is a very easy game for me. And he promptly asked her very directly, I'm a prince, everyone knows that I'm a handsome prince, and I want to marry you. And this young girl, she was quite self-realized. She was very wise, a wise person. She immediately could understand that this man, he only wants to enjoy my body. He is not really interested in me as a person, as a soul, as an eternal spiritual soul. He's only lusty after my body. So she could understand this, and she was not very enthusiastic to marry a man who is only lusty after her body. So then she said, because she was somehow intelligent, she said, well, that is nice, so why don't you come back in 1 week? Then we can prepare for our marriage. So the man, the prince, was very enlivened. Oh, this is really easy. I only have to wait 1 week, and then already we can prepare for our marriage. Haribol. So then the prince went his way. So this young, attractive girl, she had a plan. She wanted to get rid of this prince, because, as I said, he was a jerk, actually. So her plan was to take some, some medications, some pills, and you can do a whole procedure so that you have to go to toilet constantly, and also you have to throw out everything you eat. So she took all these special, combination of salt and water. There are some Ayurvedic methods, and she took them in the morning, in noon, and in the evening. So she lost a lot of weight after a few days. She lost so much weight. She became very thin and very skinny. And she went on, really hard. And after 7 days, I forgot, she kept all these substances. She kept them in some pots, in some earthen pots. All her urine, all her stool, all what she throwed out, everything she kept in these 2 or 3 big pots, earthen pots, and they became filled up slowly. So after 7 days, this formerly very attractive young girl, you could not recognize her again. She was so skinny, so pale, and she was only consisting of skin and bones, and she looked very, very ugly. So then, after 1 week, this prince came back. He was super enthusiastic, and he knocked at the door of that house, and then a very skinny, ugly looking girl opened the door, and he was a little bit shocked. Oh, who is this? I understand. This must be the maidservant of that young, attractive lady. Well, let me introduce myself. I'm the prince of this area, and I wanted to visit this your mistress, or what is the word? I want to visit this lady I met 1 week ago. Could you please find her and bring her to me? And then this so-called maidservant, she answered, well, I think you are looking for me. I am that lady you are looking for. So, but then the prince, he said, well, this cannot be. You look completely different. 1 week ago, I met a very, very beautiful, attractive woman here. She was shaped so beautifully, and so this cannot be. So please call her. I am very eager to marry her. So then this so-called maidservant, she said, well, so you really are looking after that beautiful lady? You are looking after her beauty, I guess? Oh, yes, don't keep me away from her. Please bring me to that beauty, that personified beauty. So this was the moment that maidservant had waited for. So she said, okay, come in, I will bring you to this beauty you are looking for. So then in the house he already noticed some bad smell. Well, it smells strange in your house. But anyway, bring me to the beauty, to So then she opened a door, and there 3 big earthen pots were standing. And so he was a little bit irritated. What is going on here? So the so-called maidservant said, "Here is the beauty. It's in liquid form for you. Please open all these pots and you will see the beauty you are looking for." So he opened the first pot. It was full of urine and it stank. He said, "Oh, what is that? This is horrible." Then he opened the second pot. It was full of what we throw out from the mouth when we are sick. "Oh, this is really disgusting." And then he opened the third one, and it was full of stool and slime, and he was so turned off. And he said, "What's going on?" And then this so-called maidservant, she revealed the whole story. "Well, this is actually my beauty, and I invested 1 week in some Ayurvedic treatment and some medical treatment to get rid of all my substances." So then the prince, he understood. He had some spiritual realization. "Oh, how foolish I am. I was just looking after temporary beauty, and I forgot that the soul is much more important." So this is the story of the liquid beauty, it is called. And Srila Prabhupada here also once retold that story. So this is nothing but what this prostitute Pingala says in this verse here, verse 33. And we can learn of this, from this, that we should understand. As spiritualists, we have to understand what is the temporary material energy and what is the eternal spiritual energy. So, thank you very much. If you have some questions, please feel free to ask. I have scrolled down. No questions, what can we do? So see you tomorrow. Hare Krishna.